When I was working at my full-time job, I kept telling myself, like, if only I had more time, things that I could be doing for my freelancing or for my business. But the truth of the matter was, if you're an aspiring freelancer and entrepreneur, keep on watching this video because there are 6 things you should consider doing before quitting your 9 to 5. Hey everyone, it's Bassima. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm a certified life and productivity coach, and I'm super excited about today's video because it's going to be video number 1 in my new series, all aimed at helping new freelancers and entrepreneurs increase their productivity and efficiency on their way to full-time entrepreneurship. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that like and subscribe button down below, and let's get into the first thing you should do before quitting your job. The first thing that you want to do before quitting your job is to ask yourself, why is it that you want to quit your job? A simple question you can ask yourself is, can you job craft your current job into something that you would enjoy more and find more fulfilling? What is job crafting? So this is an awesome, relatively new concept that I absolutely love because it allows you to take initiative and start making some small changes at your current job to change up your tasks, even change up the relationships that you currently have at work, and overall shift your perspective on your current job. The whole purpose behind job crafting is to gain more meaning and fulfillment behind your current job. If there's something currently missing that's pushing you into the direction of freelancing and entrepreneurship, identify what that is, and if you could potentially maybe have a conversation with your boss to begin to incorporate it, because if there's something missing that you can incorporate, it might not be the right time to quit your job yet. Now, I did do a video on the 6 questions you should ask yourself before quitting your job. I'll link that right above here, and you can check that video out as well. That's going to allow you to gain more clarity as to why it is that you want to quit your job, and make sure that you have that clearly defined before you actually make that decision. The next thing that you want to do is to research what it is that you want to do first, whether that be on Fiverr, Upwork, Reddit. Really start having some conversations with people out there that are doing things that you think are cool and you might be interested in before you quit your job. There's nothing worse than quitting your job and really not knowing where to start. Freelancing and entrepreneurship can already be overwhelming as it is, and if you can avoid that by at least starting to research, it'll allow you just to at least get started thinking about what it is that might interest you. So that's a great second thing to do while you're still at your full-time job. After you've done some research as to what it is that you might be interested in, is to try your hand at freelancing or entrepreneurship first before quitting your job. So I think this is something that a lot of us tend to forget because we're very encouraged and we rush into quitting our jobs. But there is a benefit of having that stable income coming in, allowing you to explore without that financial stress. So take advantage of it and try your hand at freelancing and entrepreneurship first. The way you can do this is just by creating a profile on Fiverr, Upwork. You can also offer your services on Reddit. So that's what I did when I was starting out my coaching business. I offered free services on Reddit. I took on 3 clients, gave them 6 weeks of free sessions, and really saw a couple of benefits here. So the first thing that it's going to allow you to do is have a way to market yourself and start gaining clients so that in the future you can potentially carry that on and continue to gain clients. These clients can be both paid and unpaid. So if they're paid, they could be paid at the full price or discounted price or unpaid. The next thing that it's going to allow you to do is see that you can actually get clients results, which is going to ultimately boost your confidence. You're going to know that, yes, I can do this thing that I've been wanting to do. It's going to show you what it is that you like doing, what it is that you don't like doing. And there's nothing more beneficial than gaining that clarity because there's so many things that you might think you've been wanting to do and that interest you. When you try your hand at them, you realize that they're not actually what you thought they would be, and it's not actually the niche that you want to work in. It's going to allow you to gain some social proof, which is something not to be taken lightly because then you can use that to continue to gain clients even after you quit your full-time job. Lastly, it's going to prevent you from investing too early into a coach or mentor. So I think this is one of the biggest mistakes that I did. I invested into a coach and mentor too early, and I do believe there's such a thing, especially if you feel very multi-passionate and you feel like there's so many things that interest you out there. Hire a coach or mentor to help guide you through that. What ends up happening, or at least what happened to me, is that I felt that financial stress on me, which made me feel forced to pick any niche, even though I wasn't 100% convinced about it. And I was doing the trial and error process while I was working with the coach, which just costed me a lot of money, which I definitely don't recommend doing. So if you could do that trial and error process while you're still at your full-time job without a coach and mentor yet, then I definitely recommend doing that first. Now, the next thing that you want to do is to commit to your side hustle, your freelancing gig, your new business, as if it's just as important or more important than your full-time job. So I know for me, when I was working at my full-time job, I kept telling myself, if only I had more time, the things that I could be doing for my freelancing or for my business. If I were to compare my productivity while at my full-time job or when I first started out freelancing, I would definitely say that I was more productive at my full-time job. I do think that there's an added bonus to being in your full-time job because you already do have that fixed schedule and that set container to work within that you know is the only time that you get to work on your freelancing or entrepreneurship. What ends up happening once you actually quit your full-time job, if you don't have that routine or those habits set up for yourself, you oftentimes procrastinate more, you get distracted more easily because you feel like you have extra time to get to those tasks. And oftentimes that's the most thing that I see my clients struggle with, is that when they leave their full-time jobs, this is the first thing that you're gonna lose. And at first it sounds really amazing because wow, the flexibility, the freedom of time, you get to decide what it is you wanna do, when it is that you wanna do it. But there's also the challenge of that now it's up to you to set all that up for yourself. In your hands to create that fixed schedule, find that motivation, which is really where your productivity and your efficiency gets hurt at the beginning. So I could recommend one thing, it's to make use of the time that you have at your current full-time job. So say you know your hours are from 9 to 5, schedule what your hours would be during the weekdays to work on your freelancing gig and then on the weekends. And so that really gives you a set container, a fixed schedule that you have to work within. That's super motivating because you know that you're short on time, so you want to be the most productive and efficient that you can be. Really take advantage of the time that you currently have at your corporate job to get serious about your freelancing and your entrepreneurship and to commit to it so that once you actually leave and decide to quit your full-time job, you already have certain routines and habits set up for yourself. Now, the next thing that you want to do before quitting your job is to save the minimum amount of money that you would need just to survive. The reason why I put this a little further down the list is because there's always ways that you could potentially be bringing in money, whether that's from part-time job or contract work or whatever the case may be, to carry on putting your attention towards your freelancing or your new business. Regardless of that, I do think that it's great if you have some amount of money saved from your corporate job or your freelancing and new business, because one of the most things that does hurt clarity when you're first starting out into freelancing and business is the fact that if you do have financial stress, it can really cloud your judgment and really hurt your productivity and efficiency. So I know we hear a lot of stories when people were super broke and it motivated them to get out of it, but from what I've seen from most clients and even myself is that this actually really hurt my productivity, my drive, my hunger towards my goals. I was consistently operating out of scarcity and I kept feeling like I had this financial stress over me. Definitely save an amount of money for a couple of months. It would allow you to basically survive so that you don't have to deal with that initial financial stress when you're working towards making your freelancing or business full-time. The last thing that I think is super beneficial to do while you're still at your corporate job, and I do wish that I had done this for myself, to set yourself a goal that you start working towards while you're still at your corporate job. The reason why I say this is because oftentimes it can get super overwhelming with all the information out there as to where you should be investing your time and energy. If you can set a goal for yourself, whether that be a number of clients that you want to have per month, an amount of income, a number of videos that you want to make, or setting up your website, whatever that looks like for you, if you can set a goal that you start working towards while you're still at your corporate job, once you quit, you can actually just work off of that momentum. The hard part is always starting. You could start while you're still at your full-time job, then that's a definite added bonus. That's going to definitely help you out once it comes time for you to quit. These are the 6 things that I definitely recommend that you consider doing before quitting your job to go full-time into freelancing or business. So once again, this is video 1 of my series all aimed at helping you increase your productivity and efficiency. I'd love to hear down below in the comment section your thoughts if any of these tips helped you. I really look forward to seeing you in the next video of this series, all about how you can make your freelancing schedule more productive. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a happy, healthy, and productive week, and I'll see you next time.